निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात देश तारिणे पाश्चात देश तारिणे जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की। हरे कृष्णा। परम सौभाग्य।
Hare Krishna. We are extremely fortunate that we all are listening to the Govind Damodar Stotra, and in the beginning of this Katha, we are listening to the glories and characteristics of the writer, that is Bilvamangal Thakur as well. Any great personality's life is a great reference and inspiration for all the devotees like us. In Bhagvat Gita, Sri Krishna says,
सयत् प्रमाणम कुरुते लोकस्तत् अनुवर्तते। बड़े बड़े लोग जैसा आचरण करते हैं,
so Lord Sri Krishna in Bhagavad Gita says that whatever the great personalities do, the younger or the lesser people take inspiration from them and they follow them. So there are numerous types of Smriti Shastra that they are unable to read that much. And there are so many sages and saints, and all of them have different opinions, so there can be a confusion for that, because of that as well. The transcendental knowledge is confidential and secretive. Therefore, we have only one solution, that is that the great personalities, our previous acharyas, have followed the path, and whatever work they have done and how they have done, so we just need to follow their path. That is the sign of intelligence. Goswami Tulsidas ji says, if we want to cross the river Ganges, then it is very difficult to do so. And in a place like Haridwar, even an elephant can drown there. What about this condition of humans? But on this Ganga ji, if we build a bridge and if we take that support, then not only the elephant but even an ant can cross the river Ganges. So the scriptures are unlimited and very deep, and if we go and dive into them directly, we might get drawn, we might get confused. But the people who have created or made the bridge and who have imbibed these values and principles in their lives, and if we just follow them, then people like us can also make progress in our path of unalloyed devotional service towards the Lord.
कहूँ पीपर कहूँ परम लघु बिन श्रम पार ही जाई। महाजनों का अनुगमन करने से बिन श्रम,
So
बिना
if we just follow the great personalities, that is Mahajanas and our Acharyas, then we can easily cross this material ocean of existence and perform unalloyed devotional service. And such great personality, among these great personalities, there is Bilva Mangal Thakur, about whose glories we are listening. So, till now we have heard that although he was on the path of devotional service, yet once he had this feeling of lust that appeared in his mind and heart. So, one time a devotee asked Radhanath Goswami Maharaj, who is a great preacher in Mumbai, and he is the present Acharya, and he is humility personified. So, His Holiness Radhanath Goswami ji was asked that after performing so much devotional service, and still our heart has these feelings of lust, greed, desire in our heart sometimes. So he answered very beautifully a few years back. He said that when we perform devotional service, then whatever contaminations that we had in our heart, they all come out while we perform devotional service, and sometimes it touch our mind. So we should not think that it is an inferior thing. So similar thing happened to Bilva Mangal Thakur, and he had this fall down, but he controlled himself and he was transformed. He had such a great regret in his mind that he let go of his eyes. He pierced his eyes. He said, these eyes are the reason of the fall down. Because of these eyes, when I see this material world, my heart is filled with desire. So I will not keep these eyes. So, so Bilva Mangal Thakur has pierced his eyes, and people like us, they go to big mall with our open eyes, even if we don't want to buy anything. So there is a sale for Black Fridays, so they go there. We don't have any desire to buy anything, but if we go there, if we see with our eyes, then our desires appear in our heart. So Bilva Mangal Thakur realized that I'm seeing this scenery or situation by seeing by seeing with my eyes. So he pierced his eyes. The couple in the home where he was, they were very much worried and distressed. But Bilva Mangal Thakur said that, don't worry. He said that a saint came to our home, and he got distress. So what will happen to us? What will be our future? So Bilva Mangal Thakur said that I am not the sannyasi. So sometimes the householder people perform such unalloyed devotional service that they progress in the devotional mark even far greater than a sannyasi or a celibate. So Bilva Mangal Thakur said that you are a great saint because you are seeing a sage or a celibate in me. So the couple said that please at least take a stick so that you can walk easily. Bilva Mangal Thakur replied, now in this world I don't need any support, not from my eyes or senses and nor from any stick. I will be only dependent, fully dependent on the mercy of my Lord, Lord Sri Krishna. So he started to walk towards Vrindavan. He was walking slowly. So gradually the days were passing, and since last 3 days and 3 nights, Bilva Mangal Thakur had not eaten or drunk anything, and he was constantly walking. Parikshit Maharaj also had not eaten for 7 days, but he was sitting at one place, but he is progressing one more step ahead. He is walking hungry and thirsty. So he's constantly walking since last 3 days. He hadn't eaten or drunk anything, and his soul was about to leave his body. But the Lord is aware of the future, and he saw that he is supposed to write a great scripture in the near future. He will write a great veneration, that is a stuti. So if I don't save him, then in 2022, how will Lal Govind Prabhu will perform this katha? How Amrit Charcha devotees would listen. So, so the Lord is very merciful and protects the people who preach his glories. Similar thing happened here as well. So he was walking since last 3 days. He was about to fall or faint, but at the same time, Krishna came in the form of a cowherd boy. So had Krishna came straight, it wouldn't have caused any distress. So whatever form he might take, as he was blind, he won't be able to see. But Krishna realized that he is blind, but the people who are around him will see and they will shout that, oh, the Lord is here. So to escape that situation, he took the form of a small cowherd boy and came to meet Bilva Mangal Thakur. And as he arrived as a small boy, he asked, where are you going, O sage? It appears that you are very hungry. It seems that you haven't eaten for quite a few days. My mother has sent prasadam for you and said that whoever you see first, you please offer it to him. So, O sage, O Baba, please take it. So he said that I am not hungry. So Krishna replies that you have to eat, otherwise my mother will scold me. After seeing his persistence and insistence, Bilva Mangal Thakur thought that it might be the Lord's mercy. So he thought that okay, I will eat. So he was blind, and it was the first time he was going to eat after being blind. So he was unable to eat properly, because the person who is blind from childhood or infancy or by birth, then they have practiced how to eat and all, but he is became blind just now. So he was unable to eat. So the Lord said that because you are newly blind, you're unable to see, so let me offer the food to you, you can eat by my hands. So just imagine, this is the Bilva Mangal Thakur who was fed by Lord Sri Krishna himself. And it is mentioned in the history as Krishna fed Bilvamangal Thakur. It so happened that his so the hard work or the labor and tiredness that he had after walking for 3 days and 3 nights, after just having one bite from the hands of the Lord, he became peaceful and had lost all his tiredness. So, and when we work so hard throughout the day, but in the evening when we sit and we listen to Krishna Katha, then we get so much relieved, we become fresh. So imagine when the Lord himself manifests in front of you, then how could you be tired? After seeing Krishna, even a dead person can become alive. An old man can become young. So what is the great feat in this? So he is being fed by Lord Shri Krishna, and he is experiencing ecstasy. He's saying that the food that I haven't eaten anything like this before. Is this prashadam or is this elixir? So his heart was overwhelmed with the waves of devotion. And Bilvamangal Thakur said, please reply truthfully, who are you? He said that I live in a nearby village. So Bilvamangal Thakur got hold of the hand of the Lord. He said that your food and your hands are magical, so I will not leave you now. The boy said, oh, Maharaj, this is very strange. I thought to help you as you are an old man. As you were tired, I thought I will feed you. And now I thought that you're blind, so I started feeding you. So now you thought that I am yours, I belong to you. Then Bilvamangal Thakur, who is holding Krishna's hand, Bilvamangal Thakur recites a small Kanha. Uh, so Krishna is telling this pastime to Bilvamangal Thakur. He said that one time a merchant and his wife were going on a vehicle. So the wife was very emotional while the husband was an materialist and very practical. So on a signal, the vehicle stopped. A beggar came and he told the merchant's wife, the merchant said that you just go away. But the merchant's wife who was sitting behind, so she said, he said that, can I ride with you? So he said that he wants to go somewhere. So his wife said that, okay, you sit here next to me. And it's on our way, so we can drop him. So he sat next to the wife of the merchant. So when the mother has this behavior to be talkative, so he started asking about who are you, where do you stay, etc. How many siblings are you, who is your husband, who is your parent, etc. So it went on so on and so forth. And gradually he asked, where is your bank account? What is your account number? What is the password? So in 1 hour, he asked everything from her. And when he was about to drop, the merchant said that now you should get down. He said, not me, but you have to get down. He said, why? He said, this vehicle is mine. This wife is also mine. The merchant said that I told you this will create trouble. He said that now you get down, this vehicle is mine, the wife is also mine. The beggar said that no, this is my vehicle and my wife. So they started arguing, and this case went to the king to find a solution. And they both were claiming that the car and the wife is mine. So the king asked, what is the model of the car? So the beggar knew that this is 2010 model. And then the king asked, what is the name of the mother of his merchant's wife's mother? But so they both knew. Then he said that what is the name of her grandmother? So the beggar knew, but the merchant didn't knew. So this beggar or a cheat was telling everything. So the king also got confused that to whom does this wife and vehicle belong? So the king said that I need to wait for one night. I need to think, contemplate. So I will keep you in prison for 2 days. So he kept the beggar in other room and the wife and husband merchant in other room, and he said that just keep an eye without their knowledge that what they are doing throughout the night. So when the night came and they both were in the prison, the guard was guarding. So throughout the night, the merchant was scolding his wife. I said that I was telling you not to not to help this guy, but you had this mercy on him, and now we have to suffer. So the bodyguard who was seeing, he, he, he was so mesmerized and happy that he was singing a song throughout.
गाड़ी पाया है मैंने
This
ऐसा
beggar was singing that I have found such a solution that by this I will get wife and vehicle in one go. So he was chanting this throughout the night. On the other hand, the merchant was scolding his wife throughout the night. So he said that the beggar was hopeful that tomorrow the king will come and the king will get confused. So the king will decide that this. So there are two. So you do one thing, one keep the wife and one keep the vehicle. So he was thinking, I will get either the wife or the vehicle. So he was chanting that I have made such a solution that I will get the wife or vehicle. So this God came to the king and said that the merchant is scolding his wife and this beggar is singing this. So this pastime was shared by Lord Krishna to Bilva Mangal Thakur. So he said that like that merchant's wife, I just wanted to bestow my mercy, but you have started to hold my hand. He said that Bilva Mangal Thakur said that you have bestowed your mercy, you have fed me, so just do one more thing. I have came from the south and can you please take me to the place where I want to go? So the Lord asked, where you want to go? So he said that because the Lord was also agreed in his heart. So he asked, where do you want to go? Then Bilva Mangal Thakur replies,
कन्हैया ले चल परली पार कन्हैया ले चल परली पार जहाँ बिराजे राधा रानी जहाँ बिराजे राधा रानी, अलबेली सरकार कन्हैया, ले चल परली पार, कन्हैया ले चल परली पार। बिल्वा मंगल कहते हैं कि कन्हैया जहां राधा रानी रहती है,
Bilva Mangal Thakur says that you take me where Srimati Radha Rani resides, so just take me once to Vrindavan.
तेरे अर्पण, पाप पुण्य सब तेरे अर्पण, बुद्धि सहित मन तेरे अर्पण, ये जीवन भी तेरे अर्पण। मैं तेरे चरणों की दासी, मैं तेरे चरणों की दासी, तू मेरा प्राण आधार, कन्हैया ले चल परली पार, सांवरे ले चल परली पार। जहाँ बिराजे राधा रानी, जहाँ बिराजे राधा रानी, अलबेली सरकार कन्हैया ले चल परली पार। तेरी आस लगा बैठी हूँ, लज्जा शीश गवा बैठी हूँ, अपना आप लुटा बैठी हूँ, आंखें खूब पका बैठी हूँ। सांवरिया मैं तेरी रागिनी, सांवरिया सांवरिया मैं तेरी रागिनी, तू मेरा मल्लार, कन्हैया ले चल परली पार, कन्हैया ले चल परली पार। जग की कुछ परवाह नहीं है, कोई सूझती राह नहीं है, तेरे बिना कोई चाह नहीं है, और कोई राह नहीं है। मेरे प्रीतम मेरे माजी, मेरे प्रीतम मेरे प्रीतम मेरे माजी, कर दो बेड़ा पार, कन्हैया ले चल परली पार, कन्हैया ले चल परली पार। आनंद घन यहाँ बरस रहा है, पत्ता पत्ता हर्ष रहा है, बिलवा मंगल तरस रहा है, बिलवा मंगल तरस रहा है। बहुत हुई अब हार गई मैं, बहुत हुई बहुत हुई अब हार गई मैं, ना छोड़ो मझधार, कन्हैया ले चल परली पार, कन्हैया ले चल परली पार। तो बिल्वा मंगल ठाकुर कहने लगे कि मुझे परली पार।
So Bilva Mangal Thakur said that just drop me to Braj Vrindavan. If the Lord replies, or the child says that, what is there in Vrindavan? Why you want to go to Vrindavan?
जय राधा माधव, जय कुंज बिहारी, जय गोपी जन वल्लभ, जय गोपी जन वल्लभ जय गिरिवर धारी। वृंदावन में राधा माधव है, गोपी जन है,
So
गोपियों के
in Vrindavan, Radha Madhav, the husband of Radharani, Giri, is
जनरंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजन यमुना तीरवनचारी जय कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी। अच्छा, वृंदावन में राधा माधव है, कृष्ण है,
Radha Madhav, Krishna, Govardhan, Yamuna ji are there. So he agreed that I will take you. So just imagine the Lord himself is holding the hand of Bilvamangal Thakur and he is walking along with him towards Vrindavan.
जय जय श्याम जय जय राधे जय जय श्याम जय जय श्री वृंदावन धाम जय जय श्री वृंदावन धाम। वृंदावन का स्मरण करते हुए
While remembering Vrindavan, they are walking slowly and they've gradually reached Sri Vrindavan.
इस प्रकार
So in this manner, the Lord himself held the hand of Bilvamangal Thakur and entered with Bilvamangal Thakur in Vrindavan. And as they entered Vrindavan, Krishna left his Bilvamangal Thakur's hand. That is what Krishna does. If I do hold him, then I will get stuck. So as soon as they reached Vrindavan, Krishna started running. And the similar thing happened with Sant Surdas ji. He was Brajvasi. He said in Braj. But Bilvamangal Thakur was a great Pandit or learned scholar of Sanskrit. So Bilvamangal Thakur said,
उचिष्य यातोसी बलात् कृष्ण किमद्भुतम् हस्तम उच्चिष्य यातोसी बलात् कृष्ण किमद्भुतम् हृदयात् यदि निर्यासी हृदयात् यदि निर्यासी पौरुषम गणयामि ते पौरुषम गणयामि ते। हस्तम उच्चिष्य यातोसी कृष्ण मुझे अंधा
Bilvamangal Thakur says that by just thinking that I am blind, you have left my hand and you are running. Hastam uchishyasi balat Krishna kim adbhutam. You are running away from a blind and running. Is it a great feat that you are performing? It's not a great work. Hridayat yadi niryasi. But just I will consider you a man or a brave heart, if you are able to leave from my heart. I am blind, so you can just run away from me, but you cannot escape from my heart. Krishna left him. On one hand, there was this separation with the Lord, and on the other hand, Bilvamangal Thakur had this great desire to see Vrij Vrindavan. So from south he came to Vrindavan by the Lord's mercy. So he had this desire that if I had eyes, I would have been able to see Braj Vrindavan with my own eyes. He recites,
को देख पाऊं, ब्रजराज को देख
he said,
पाऊं,
not much, but at least if I am able to see only once this Braj Bhumi and the Lord, and if I could decorate Shri Yugal Swarup Radha and Krishna. So, but I don't have eyes. So he had this deep desire, and he is reciting these verses. So in his heart, he had this feeling of misfortune. He was thinking that I'm so unfortunate. I'm such a grave sinner that although I have reached Vraj Vrindavan, I'm unable to see Vraj Vrindavan. Actually, it is not his situation, but it is our situation. We go to Braj Vrindavan, but we are unable to see Braj Vrindavan. Narottam Das Thakur has written that Vrindavan is a Divya Chintamani, that is divine transcendental place. But we just see the impurities, drains, and trash everywhere. So this is our situation. So Bilva Mangal Thakur is very repentful that after even reaching Vrindavan, I'm unable to see, then what is the use of living? So I will just kill myself by drowning myself in Mother Yamuna. So he was crying and he was about to drown himself. Then Radharani could not tolerate it, because this is the kingdom of Srimati Radharani. She is the queen of Vrindavan. So Radharani told the Lord, she scolded the Lord, I don't understand that why do you make your devotees suffer so much? He's about to die. He's going to drown himself. And still you are sitting here. The Lord said that the test is going on, the examination is still there. So she asked that, were you a teacher in your previous life? Always you're examining your devotees. If you want to test anyone, you should do you should do that outside the outside Vrindavan. In Vrindavan, there should be only mercy and mercy. So go and save him, he's going to drown. So Krishna was not helping, but now Radharani has told, so he could not refuse her. So that is why we worship Srimati Radharani. Lord Shri Krishna is always balancing and judging each devotee. But Radharani is so merciful that she sent Lord Shri Krishna to save Bilvamangal Thakur. And if you don't save him, then don't come here. So Radharani was also aware that this devotee is going to create a great history. And as Bilvamangal Thakur was about to drown himself, Krishna played his flute. So let us also listen to the flute.
श्री बिल्वा मंगल
So Sri Bilva Mangal Thakur was about to drown himself in Jamuna Ji, and Krishna played his flute. Bilvamangal started running here and there. He said that definitely this flute is being played by the Lord. From where is this voice coming? And still in his heart, he has this regret that had I had these eyes, I would have seen him. I would have seen him with love. He's running and he is anxious. And immediately Krishna, with his flute, manifested or appeared in front of Bilvamangal Thakur's eye. And Bilvamangal Thakur has written in his book that as when the sun appears, the lotus open up or blossom. Similarly, when the Lord manifested as sun, my lotus eyes were opened, the eyes that were pierced, but those eyes opened in front of the Lord. And as soon as he opened his eyes, what he saw?
श्री विभूषित करा नवनीरदाभार पीतांबर तरुण बिंब बफल दरोष्ठा पूर्णेन्दु सुंदर मुखा अरविंद नेत्रा कृष्णात् परम किमपि तत्व अहम न जाने। बिल्वा मंगल ठाकुर ने देखा कि दोनों हाथों से
Bilva Mangal Thakur saw that the Lord is playing the flute. He had red lips, he's wearing yellow clothes, and he is dusky, and he could see his attractive form. And the Lord had pierced his material eyes and given him spiritual eyes, and gave him the opportunity to have darshan of not only himself but also Vrindavan. Radharani also manifested, and she herself ordered Bilvamangal Thakur that, "Oh sage, you should stay here in Vrindavan, and it is my desire that you write about the form, attributes, qualities, and pastimes of the Lord." And therefore, the Bilvamangal Thakur started writing about the same, and that scripture was named as Krishna Karnamrit. Why? Bilvamangal Thakur writes himself that Krishna's flute, when entered his ear, which was like elixir, and then he got this sight or vision, a transcendental vision, and therefore he was able to write this. Therefore, he has written Krishna Karnamrit. Second, the glories of the Lord are like elixir to the ears of Srimati Radharani. Therefore, it is called Krishna Karnamrit. And third, the Lord himself also enjoys to listen to this his pastimes, etc. So it is nectar for him as well. Therefore, it's called Krishna Karnamrit. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had read this scripture again and again. Therefore, it is called Krishna Karnamrit. And Bilva Mangal Thakur has not written this scripture by sitting at one place. people sit at one place and usually write, but no. So Bilva Mangal Thakur is standing, and Radha and Krishna are there, and he started writing. He didn't had paper and pen at that time, but he started reciting, and this first verse came from his mouth.
Damani Chintamani Jayati Somagiri Siksha Guruscha Bhagavan Chintamani Jayati Somagiri Guru में शिक्षा गुरुश्च भगवान शिखिपिच्छ मौले यतपाद कल्पतरु पल्लव वशेषु लीलास्व रसम लभते जयश्री। सहसा उनके मुख से यह शब्द निकला।
So he recited these words without any planning, and first of all he recited the name of Chintamani. So the Acharya said, what is the meaning of Chintamani? So there are different interpretations by different Acharyas. And this verse is also very important. Bilva Mangal has revealed his initiation, his 4 spiritual masters, and by doing that he started writing this scripture, and in ratio of this scripture he wrote Govind Damodar Stotra. So we will listen to this introduction tomorrow, and we will listen more about Bilva Mangal Thakur tomorrow. So we are supposed to discuss Govind Damodar Stotra. So we have discussed 11th verse so far. We will start from the 12th verse. So before we start, so let's recite this Govind Damodar Stotra with love and affection, and after that we will resume the Katha.
Jaya Jaya Navala Kishore Jaya Gopi Chita Chora Prabhu Jaya Gopi Chita Chora Prabhu Jaya Jaya Makhan Chor Jaya Jaya Makhan Chor Shri Krishna Chandra Bhagavan ki Shri Govind Damodar Stotra ki Shri Bilva Mangal Thakur ki Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki. उपस्थित
Hare Krishna. I welcome all the loving devotees of Shrimad Bhagavatam, all the attendees, devotees. I especially want to extend my warm welcome to the senior devotees of the International Society of Krishna Consciousness Iskcon. I also welcome you all who have joined through the medium of Facebook, YouTube, etc., through all the parts of the world, all the listeners, and in the memory of their mother, Srimati Vijaya Krishna Mataji's pious memory, this beautiful katha has been organized by the inhabitants of Delaware, Srimati Nikunj Gopika Mataji and her brother Vineet Shaliniji, and all the kids of the family, Niharika, Harini, Hemant, Arushi, Ridhan. I welcome you all on the fifth day of this Bhagvatam Katha, and please accept our humble obeisances at your lotus feet. Radhe Shyam. So we are extremely fortunate. The composition by Bilva Mangal Thakur, Govind Damodar Strotra, we all are listening.
इस स्तोत्र के 12वें श्लोक में
In the 12th verse of this composition, it mentions a very beautiful proclivity of the Lord, which is being remembered by Bilva Mangal Thakur. So we just now the Kartik month has elapsed, and throughout this month we had sung the glories of Damodar Ashtakam and heard the pastimes as well. But Bilva Mangal Thakur has presented it in a different perspective. So today you are going to see the same Damodar Leela of the Lord, but that he is sharing a deep secret which he presents to all of us through his composition, which has not been revealed or said by any other acharyas previously. The confidential knowledge that he has shared. So let's sing this verse before, and after that we will proceed to understand it further.
ओदया गाढ़ मूलूखलेना गोकण्ठ पाशेन निबध्यमानः रुरोदमन्दम् नवनीत भोजी रुरोदमन्दं नवनीत भोजी गोविन्द दामो दरमाधवेति यशोदया गाढ़ उलूखलेन गोकंठ पाशेन निबध्यमानः रुरोद मंदम नवनीत भोजी गोविंद दामोदर माधवेति। अद्भुत। मैं फिर से निवेदन करूं।
So I just want to repeat myself that we all are aware of the pastimes of Damodar Leela and we sing its glories as well. But Bilva Mangal Thakur had done an amazing job here. What is the confidential knowledge that he has presented to all of us? Let's first enter the proclivity and then we will try to understand this secretive verse by Sri Bilva Mangal Thakur. So as you all are aware of the pastime, Krishna has just started to walk a little, and when he started walking, his first pastime was to steal the butter. He used to go to the homes of the denizens of Raja and steal their butter. So for so many days he stole the butter, and once all these gopis came to Yashoda Rani and complained to him. They say that, "Oh queen, you should leave this village along with Krishna because of we cannot stay or live with your son here." So Yashoda Maya asked that, what has he? He just doesn't even know. He just has started walking, and you say that he's troubling you. What has he done? The gopis say that, just tell us what he hasn't done so far. So in the 8th chapter of the 10th canto of Shrimad Bhagavatam, it's presented in verses. The gopis say, your son Kanhaiya, he he unties our calves from the cowshed. So the gopi has said, what? Your son, our he unties our calves. So that means the to untie the calves, it is done in the evening so that they can drink the milk from their mother. But he unties them in the afternoon. Harishuriji has said a very good interpretation. He says that he unties them on untimely. So whether the calves or the human are also tied by our fruitive actions, and whatever work we have done, we will have to burn them, and for that we will have to take millions and millions of births. But Krishna is capable to untie those calves. Similarly, he is capable to untie us from these fruitive actions that we have performed by his mercy. So he can untie not only the calves but also the humans before their time from their fruitive actions or karmas. So Krishna leaves the calves to the cow, and then we don't get the milk because the calves drink everything, and we don't, and when we go there to tie them back or separate them, then he enters our homes and he steals our butter. So it's not problematic that he eats, but he breaks the pots and messes up the whole home. He brings monkeys along with him, and the whole home becomes haywire, disorganized. So Yashoda Maya was thinking that I don't have any dearth or shortage of butter in my home. Still, he's going out to steal. What is the reason? She keeps on meditating and contemplating. She then decides that the butter in our home is not made by me, but it is prepared by these maid servants, etc. And we don't know what is the emotion behind their work. So now I will prepare the butter for my son myself. So in the 9th chapter of the 10th canto of Shrimad Bhagavatam, Sri Shukdev Goswami writes, Ekada, that is once upon a time, that is the day of Diwali in the Kartik month, and Yashoda Maya at early morning, that is 3:30, 4 o'clock, 3:30, Sri Yashoda Maya appoints different maidservants for different works, and herself she sits to make butter or churn butter for her son Yashoda Maya. So she is the queen. So she doesn't does her work on her own, although servants do her work. But when it was a matter of her son Krishna, so she thought that I will churn the butter, the curd myself to get butter. So she is wearing silk clothes and she has a gold belt around her waist. And as it is the day of Diwali, she is fully bedecked with all the jewels and ornaments. And she is, she has put curd, a little curd in the milk through in the night. And now the curd is prepared. And now she has started churning this curd to make butter for her son. So to make butter for the Lord, but what is she doing while performing this devotional service? She is singing the song. Shukdev ji says that while she is remembering the pastimes of the Lord and she is singing them in verses. So she's singing with rhythm and melody, and she's singing. And she has so much paternal affection towards her son, and she is churning this curd, but her love towards the Lord is so much that because of her overwhelming love for the Lord, her bosom has started dripping milk, and she is preparing this butter first time for the Lord. And because she's doing it for the first time, she is getting an opportunity to do great labor, and her bangles are working as kartal, and the wooden motors, the churning rod is appears to be the sound of tabla. So there was this beautiful bhajan that she, or the song she's singing, and in her head, on her head, she had flowers of malati. But as she was churning, these flowers started to fell down on the ground. So the flowers that were on sitting on her head thought that she's serving the Lord, and along with that she is chanting the names of the Lord or the pastimes of the Lord. So the one who serves the Lord and he's chanting the holy names of the Lord. So we should not sit on the head of such exalted devotees, but we should sit on their feet. So they came from her head to the ground on her feet. And in this manner, Yashoda Maya is serving the Lord. The Acharyas have written that a person who serves the Lord and sings his glories, for them Krishna is not far. As they open their eyes, the Lord will be there in front of him. And it so happened here as well. She was with her closed eyes. She was churning the pot, churning the butter, and while Krishna was asleep, he came running towards Yashoda Maya. Her mother Yashoda's eyes were closed, and she was churning this curd. And when he came running, he kept a hand on that churning rod, and the when it stopped, Yashoda realized that Krishna is standing in front of her eyes. So Krishna said that is saying in his heart that whatever hard work you had to do, you have already performed, and the fruit of all the work is the Lord Himself, and now He's here, so you should feed Him by sitting, putting Him on her lap. So, as she was thinking, Krishna just went to the lap of Mother Yashoda, and then Mother Yashoda started feeding or nurturing the Lord. They both were happy. Yashoda Maya is in ecstasy while giving the milk of her bosom, and Krishna is also enjoying this nourishment. So the milk that was on the stove, which was burning, was performing austerity. So he thought that now Krishna is drinking the milk from the heart of her mother. So now he will not take my service. So the milk wanted to kill itself by jumping out of the pot. And Yashoda Maiya realized that the milk is boiling. So she just kept Krishna down and went running to the kitchen. She saved the milk, but here Krishna got agitated and angry. Sometimes small kids also get very angry. He became so angry that me, Krishna, I have left my eternal abode. I have left my thousands of goddesses of fortune and left my eternal pastimes, and I came to Yashoda, and she has left me for 70, 80 rupees milk. Is this my value in this life? Is this the care she gives me or values me? So she has been working on this pot since morning. I will break this pot. So Krishna got agitated, his mind got disturbed, so he just took a stone. So the mother, who had been working hard since last 3 4 hours, on which pot, he broke that pot. As soon as the broke, he broke the pot, the butter, the milk, and buttermilk also started to fill, and everything started spreading on the ground, and he realized his folly, and Krishna became scared or fearful. So what should he do? He started running. He went to another room. There was a wooden mortar. He stood there behind the curtain in hiding. So Yashoda Maya, when she saw what has happened, she thought that till now I haven't not agreed on what the other gopis have said, that he has been breaking pots. But if he is breaking the pots in his own home, then what will he do outside? So she was doubly sure, and she took a stick to punish the Lord. And she said that today I will punish him no matter what. And she started running behind the Lord, Sri Krishna. Krishna is running ahead, and Yashoda Maya is following him. So he's being constantly followed by Yashoda Maya. So they are moving from one room to another. And now he started running in the streets of Vrindavan. He's running with small steps, and Yashoda Maya is obese, so she is also running, but she is unable to catch Krishna. There is always a distance of a feet between them. And but one time it so happened that Krishna's speed reduced and Yashoda Maya's velocity increased and she jumped and catched Krishna. And Satyavrat Muni has written in Padma Puran.
सच्चिदानंद रूपम लसत कुंडलम गोकुले व्रजमानम नमामीश्वरम सच्चिदानंद रूपम लसत कुंडलम गोकुले व्रजमानम यशोदाभियोलूकलादवमानम यशोदाभियोलूकलादवमान परामृष्टमत्यन्ततो धृत्य गोप्या परामृष्टमत्यन्ततो धृत्य नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपं लसत्कुण्डलं गोकुले व्रजमानम् यशोदाभियोलूकलादवमानम् यशोदाभियोलूकलादवमानम् परामृष्टमत्यन्ततो धृत्य गोप्या परामृष्टमत्यन्ततो धृत्य गोप्या। इस प्रकार से
So in this manner, Mother Yashoda has got hold of the Lord Shri Krishna. But now so far you have heard it previously. So now let's discuss the amazing feat that Bilvamangal Thakur has performed. That is why Radharani sent Krishna, because if he is alive, then only he will write about our pastimes and share the secret or confidential knowledge with others. So now what happened? Mother Yashoda had got hold of Lord Shri Krishna, and now she wanted to tie him up. And she wanted to tie him now. And as you're aware that there was a rope, she took that and she tried to tie him with this rope with the wooden mortar. So she had tried with multiple ropes. She used almost all the ropes of the Gokul, but the rope is still short. So there is a great poet who was born in India, Kavi Dinkar, and we heard first time from our Guru Maharaj about him. He had written very beautiful verses, and today Mother Yashoda is trying to tie Krishna. In the whole history of Lord Shri Krishna, there are only two people who have tried to tie Krishna. First, Mother Yashoda, and other is Duryodhan. So you compare both of these. Yashoda Maya tried to tie Krishna, and Duryodhan tried as well. So Dinkarji writes beautifully that when the Pandavas finished their exile and incognito exile as well, so they said that now what shall we do? So Pandavas said that let Duryodhan reign the kingdom, but we are Kshatriyas or warriors, so we cannot beg. So at least if we get 5 villages, we will take care of those villages, collect taxes, and we will live our life. But who will give or go with this agreement to Duryodhana? Krishna had this desire that I want to go, because Krishna wanted them to have a battle. So everybody said that Dauji will go. So Krishna is inwardly very happy, but outwardly he is saying that you should go. Dauji said that if I get angry, then I might kill him. So you are very expert in pacifying or convincing others, so you should go. So he went as a mediator. And now see what the Dinkarji has written. So in the assembly, Duryodhana is sitting, and Krishna came. Oh, Krishna came and said that if you go by the justice system, then you should give at least half of the kingdom. And you don't want to give if you don't want to give the half kingdom, at least give 5 villages, and we will stay there calmly, and we will not fight with our relatives. So, and you can keep the rest of the kingdom, we don't need it. And if you give the 5 villages, then nobody will fight against their own relatives. But Duryodhan, as you all are aware, Duryodhan could not even give it, and he thought to tie Krishna, which is an impossible fate, but he wanted to try it still. So Krishna presented that at least give 5 villages to the Pandavas. But Duryodhan was so prideful that he refused and refuted the Lord. And not only that, he tried to tie the Lord. He said that just tie the Lord. Then Dinkarji gives a philosophical point. This is a beautiful poem by Dinkarji. Duryodhan could not even give, and he could not get the blessings of the society, and he wanted to tie the Lord, which was impossible. Why he was not? It was not possible that when a person's end is near, then first of all they lose their patience and intellect. So Duryodhan's army wanted to tie Krishna on, and then Dinkarji says Hari made a great sound, hunkar, a vibration, and he made transformed into his universal form. And he said that you want to tie me, then you have to get a bigger rope. He came into his universal form and said that now try to tie me up. And then Krishna said to Duryodhan, so he says that this world emanates from me, everything comes from me, and everything is inside me. I have a great stomach, and you want to surround me and want to tie me. And what about all the planets are inside my mouth? When he showed his universal form, he told Duryodhana that everything emanates from me, everything is inside me. He says you can see the entire material universe inside me. You can see millions of suns and moons inside me. And even millions of mountains and seas were seen by Duryodhana in the Lord's body. thousands, millions of thousands and millions of Vishnu, Mahesh, and Brahma, they all emanate from him. So you need a greater rope to tie me up. So you have come here to tie me. Have you bought a great rope? If you want to tie me, then you first have to tie this sky. No one can tie me up. Oh, Duryodhana, first you should try to tie the sky, the air, or the sea. If you're unable to do that, then all these things are negligible in front of me.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. तो ऐसा लग रहा है कि इंटरनेट कनेक्शन टूटा है, शायद हमारा संपर्क। पर नो प्रॉब्लम, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, ठीक है, भगवान की सब इच्छा है। तो बहुत ही सुंदर यहाँ पर ऐसा कहा जाता है शास्त्र में, श्रेयं च बहुविघ्नानि, जहाँ पर अच्छे कार्य होते हैं वहां पर प्राय इस प्रकार के विघ्न आते हैं, और भक्त होता है कि वे इस प्रकार के विघ्नों से विचलित नहीं होता है ना, उनका लक्ष्य उन्हें पता है, और हम श्रोताओं को भी पता है कि प्रभु जी भी कुछ ही देर में आएंगे, सो हम सब लोग यहीं पर खड़े रहेंगे, वेट करेंगे और कथा सुनेंगे। सो डोंट वरी, कुछ ही क्षणों में हम वापस प्रभु जी के साथ में संपर्क कर पाएंगे और फिर से हम कथा सुनेंगे। सो इन शॉर्ट, हम यहाँ पर बहुत सुंदर सब्जेक्ट पर कथा सुन रहे हैं, जो कि है गोविंद दामोदर स्त्रोत्रम। और पहले तो मुझे ये समझ में नहीं आया कि ये दामोदर स्त्रोत्रम के अंदर ये कौन सी लीला पर प्रभु जी पहुंचे हैं, बट फिर जाकर यहाँ पर पता चला कि ये बहुत ही सुंदर उसी का श्लोक है बिल्वा मंगलदास ठाकुर का, जिसमें कि ये विषय आया। तो कभी कभी ये जो शास्त्र है हमारी समझ से परे हो जाता है और समझ में नहीं आता है, परंतु यदि हम ध्यान लगाकर सुने, मन लगाकर सुने, तो हमें यह पता चलता है कि नहीं, वी आर गोइंग इन द राइट डायरेक्शन, प्रभु जी इज टेकिंग इन द राइट डायरेक्शन। सो बहुत ही सुंदर यह दामोदर लीला श्रवण कर रहे हैं, और इसके अंतर्गत यहाँ पर प्रभु जी हमें सुंदर कथा श्रवण कराते हुए इस लीला के अंतर्गत कौन से बहुत ही सुंदर दामोदर जी की लीला सुनाई, और किस प्रकार यशोदा मैया जो कि भगवान को बांधने चली थी, और साथ ही साथ पैरेलल दुर्योधन भी भगवान को बंदी बनाने चला था। तो ये सुंदर कविता को प्रभु जी यहाँ पर वर्णन कर रहे हैं हमारे बीच में कि कैसे भगवान उसको बता रहे हैं उस कवि के माध्यम से, उस रचना के माध्यम से। सो once again, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद प्रभु जी कि आप सब इस प्रकार इतना अथाक प्रयास कर रहे हैं और यह सुंदर कथा को श्रवण करा रहे हैं। So very grateful to प्रभु जी for this wonderful भागवत कथा, and very fortunate कि हम सब घर पर बैठकर इस प्रकार इस दिव्य कथा को श्रवण कर रहे हैं और अपने आप को धन्य कर रहे हैं, हम कह सके कि ये विषय है जो इतना गुण है, रहस्यमय है, जिसको यहाँ पर प्रभु जी हम सबके बीच में उसको अनफोल्ड कर रहे हैं, उसके रहस्य को so very grateful to प्रभु जी, thank you so much once again प्रभु जी। और जैसे हम यहाँ पर ये कथा सुन रहे हैं, शास्त्र की ये सुंदर कथा। और इसी के अंतर्गत हम सब जैसे मैंने बताया कि हम सब आने वाले जो पर्व की भी तैयारी कर रही है, साथ ही साथ पैरेलल जो कि है भगवत गीता मैराथन, विच इज कमिंग वेरी सून, जो कि आने वाली 1 दिसंबर से वैसे प्रारंभ हो जाते हैं, परंतु भक्त होते हैं जो योद्धा होते हैं, वो पूर्व से तैयारी करके रहते हैं, युद्ध से पहले ही प्रिपेयर हो जाते हैं, क्योंकि उन्हें पता है कि कुछ ही क्षणों में, कुछ ही समय में हमें जंग में उतरना है। और हम सब कहीं ना कहीं प्रभुपाद की आर्मी है, और हर कोई ना कोई, वैसे माया से तो जंग हमारी होती रहती है प्रतिदिन, और प्राय हम लोग हार ही जाते हैं। तो लेकिन फिर भी भक्ति भगवान पर, भगवान के नाम पर इतना विश्वास है कि विजय अवश्य होगी आने वाले समय में, धीरे धीरे। सो इसी भाव के साथ में भक्त होता है, भगवान के नाम का जप करता है और बस प्रयास करता रहता है गुरु को एवं गोविंद को प्रसन्न करने का। तो हम सब भी यहाँ पर मिलकर यही प्रयास कर रहे हैं कि हम सब यहाँ पर कथा सुन रहे हैं और हरिनाम जप कर रहे हैं और भक्ति के विविध कार्य में लगे हुए हैं। तो कहीं ना कहीं हमारा यह परम कर्तव्य होता है कि हम अपने मन को अधिक से अधिक इस प्रकार के कार्यों में एंगेज करें, जिससे कि ये जो आने वाला समय है, हमारे मन को हम कहीं स्कोप ना दे, क्योंकि मन है ना, जैसे अर्जुन कहता है चंचलम ही मन कृष्ण प्रमादि बलवत, है ना। अर्जुन ये कहता है कि मेरे लिए ये जो हवाएं जो बहती हैं उसको कंट्रोल करना है, कंट्रोल मैं उसको कर सकता हूँ अपने वाणों से, परंतु ये जो मन है, इनकी वेग है, इसको प्राय ये उसको कंट्रोल करने में मैं भी असमर्थ हूँ। तो अर्जुन जैसे योद्धा और भगवान के शुद्ध भक्त जब इस प्रकार के वचन को बोलते हैं भगवान को, उसके समक्ष ये कमिट कर लेते हैं या फिर अपने आप को सरेंडर करते हैं कि प्लीज भगवान, मन ऐसी वस्तु है जिसको मैं कंट्रोल नहीं कर सकता हूँ, जो कि मेरे सामर्थ्य से परे है। तो भगवान उसके लिए बहुत ही सुंदर उनको उपाय देते हैं कि अगर मन को आप कंट्रोल में नहीं कर सकते तो आप मन को मुझ में लगाओ। मुझ में लगाने का अर्थ है भक्ति के इस प्रकार के विविध कार्यों में लगाएं, क्योंकि प्राय हम देखते हैं कि कथा में भी यदि हम बैठे हैं तो आप सब तो वैसे परिपक्व हो चुके हैं, लेकिन कभी कभी हम देखते हैं कि कथा में भी बहुत सारी जीवाएं आती है, नींद आती है, कभी लेट कर सुनना पसंद कर लेते हैं। सो दिस आर द ये हमारे मन के विकार है। हमारा मन इस प्रकार जीतने नहीं देता है हमारे शरीर पर, या इस प्रकार विजय प्राप्त करने नहीं देता है। इसीलिए प्रभुपाद ने ये जो मूवमेंट की स्थापना की है, अंतर्राष्ट्रीय कृष्ण भावना संघ की, इसमें बहुत सुंदर विविधता है। यदि हम अधिक समय कथा सुन नहीं पाते हैं, हालांकि यहाँ पर तो सब लोग सुनते हैं, लेकिन कथा में मन नहीं लगता है, तो खड़े होकर कीर्तन कर लेना चाहिए, कीर्तन कर लेते हैं, या फिर माला में हाथ डाल देकर माला करने लगते हैं, या फिर भगवान के दर्शन करने लगते हैं, या इस प्रकार। सो देयर आर वेराइटीज, So one more variety is that to engage our mind and to get blessings of the higher authorities, हमारे जो आचार्य गण हैं या प्रभुपाद है, भगवान श्री कृष्ण है, इनको कृपा प्राप्त करने की एक और विधि है वह कि हम हमारे मन को पुस्तक वितरण में भी लगाएं, क्योंकि पुस्तक वितरण भी एक ऐसा माध्यम है जिससे कि हम लोगों से परिचित हो रहे हैं, बाहर की दुनिया देखते हैं, लोग किस प्रकार दुखी हो रहे हैं, वो दर्शन कर पाते हैं। प्राय हमारे इस्कॉन के भक्त जब इस प्रकार बुक वितरण करने जाते हैं तो कई ऐसे भक्तों ने अपने अनुभव को यहाँ पर व्यतीत किया है कि ऐसे ऐसे लोग उनको सामने मिले हैं जो कि सुसाइड कमिट करने जा रहे थे, परंतु इस प्रकार ग्रंथ के प्राप्त होने से उनको वह विचार उन्होंने त्याग कर दिया, और somehow or other ये भगवान के संपर्क में आए, भगवान के इस ग्रंथ के संपर्क में आने से वह सब भक्ति मार्ग को स्वीकार किया और अपने जीवन को कृष्ण में लगा दिया, कृष्ण की सेवा में लगा दिया। उनको अपने जीवन की मूल्यता पता चला कि ये जीवन वास्तव में भगवान की सेवा के लिए है। So I don't want to reveal this because this is something wonderful. हम जिस यजमान की कथा सुन रहे हैं, है ना, जिस यजमान की कृपा से हम यह कथा सुन रहे हैं, हमने ऐसा सुना कि वह भी इसी प्रकार की मेंटल एग्नी से गुजर रहे थे। माता जी इज वेरी हाईली क्वालिफाइड, जो निकुंज गोपिका माता जी, शी इज अ डॉक्टर and there are, hundreds of, doctors working under them. But she was also at some point, she was also इस प्रकार की frustration से, mental agony से गुजर रहे थे. She also had this thought in her mind. But हमारे भक्त हैं निकुंज, हमारे माधुरी लीला माता जी जो उनके मित्र हैं, उन्होंने इस प्रकार उनको प्रभु जी की कथा सुनने के लिए एम्फसाइज किया कि आप प्रभु जी की कथा सुनिए. सो तब से लेकर अब तक माता जी इज सच अ वंडरफुल डिवोटी दैट सी लव्स टू हियर कथा. और उनको लॉन्ग ड्राइव में भी कोई दिक्कत नहीं होती. सी लव्स टू ड्राइव अलोंग, क्योंकि अमेरिका में जैसे हमारे जैसे इंडिया की तरह ट्रेन्स वगैरह ये कोई सफर नहीं होता है. दे हैव टू ड्राइव देमसेल्फ. और इस प्रकार प्रभु जी की कथा सुनते सुनते उनको वो सफर इजीली कट जाता है. सो दिस इज ग्लोरी. ये मतलब एक कहा जाए कि ये भगवान की कृपा है कि भगवान की कथा में इतनी रस है, आनंद है कि वे जीव को उनकी जो ऊपर ला सकता है, मतलब उनके स्तर से उनको ऊपर उठा सकता है, उनकी मानसिकता से, ये देहिक बुद्धि से उनको ऊपर लेके जाता है. सो वी आर वेरी ग्रेटफुल टू दिस वंडरफुल मोमेंट जो हमको प्राप्त हुआ है. सो इसीलिए हम आप सबको भी निवेदन करते हैं कि आप सब भी इस भगवत गीता मैराथन में पार्टिसिपेट कीजिएगा. और आने वाले समय में ये जो प्रारंभ होने वाला है, तो यथाशक्ति आप भी भगवत गीता में अपना योगदान कर सकते हैं. आने वाले समय में जैसे कि 1 दिसंबर से ये प्रारंभ हो रहा है, तो आप सभी से निवेदन है, प्लीज ऑल्सो कंट्रीब्यूट वॉट एवर यू कैन. भगवत गीता वितरण करने में आप सबसे निवेदन है, आप सब भी सहयोग कीजिए. और साथ ही साथ ये जो हम भगवत गीता है स्पेशली उन स्थानों पर वितरण करते हैं प्रति साल, जैसे कि स्कूल्स है, ऑर्फनेज हैं, और इस प्रकार के अस्पताल वगैरह हैं, जहाँ पर लोग के पास यह सुविधा नहीं है कि वे जो गवर्नमेंट स्कूल होते हैं, मतलब यहाँ पर जो पुअर किड्स होते हैं जो पढ़ाई करते हैं, या फिर ऑर्फनेज होते हैं, उनको भगवत गीता का किताब वितरण करना या फिर उनको भगवान के करीब लेके जाना इस प्रकार गीता के माध्यम से. सो ये प्रयास हम कर रहे हैं और आप सबसे भी निवेदन है कि आप सब भी इसमें जुड़िए. और आने वाली 4 तारीख ये बहुत ही पवित्र दिन है, गीता जयंती का महोत्सव है. तो इसी उपलक्ष्य में हम इस्कॉन के माध्यम से संपूर्ण महीना भगवत गीता का वितरण करते हैं. तो आप सब भी इसमें जुड़िए हमारे साथ में और गीता वितरण में अपना भी यथाशक्ति योगदान करिए. आप अपने स्थान में भी इसको कर सकते हैं यदि आपके पास सुविधा है, अपने मंदिर के नजदीक में रहते हैं. सो प्लीज गो टेक सम भगवत गीता की कॉपी लीजिए. कम से कम 30 भगवत गीता एक व्यक्ति को करनी चाहिए, जिससे कि वे रोज एक व्यक्ति को एक गीता देने के लिए उनको प्रयास करना चाहिए. कम से कम, दिस इज व्हाट, अधिक से अधिक करना चाहिए, बट कम से कम इतना तो करना ही चाहिए, जिससे कि हम प्रभुपाद की कृपा के पात्र बन सके. क्योंकि इस मूवमेंट में हम जुड़े हैं तो हमारे ऊपर कई सारे ऋण हैं, आचार्य के ऋण हैं, जो कि हम कभी नहीं उतार पाएंगे. परंतु यदि हम इस प्रकार सेवा में एंगेज होते हैं तो आचार्य हम पर प्रसन्न होते हैं. और ये जो प्रयास हम कर रहे हैं, अथाक प्रयास कर रहे हैं भगवान के नाम में रुचि प्राप्त करने का या भगवान की कथा में रुचि प्राप्त करने का, वे बड़ा सुलभ हो जाता है इस प्रकार. सो सभी से निवेदन है, प्लीज 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 टू एंगेज योरसेल्फ इन दिस वंडरफुल मैराथन मंथ. एंड यदि आप अपने स्थान पर कर सकते हैं, दैट इज वंडरफुल. नथिंग बेस्ट, उसके जैसे तो बेस्ट और कुछ है ही नहीं. परंतु यदि आप चाहते हैं कि हम भी यहाँ पर हमारे द्वारा, हमारे माध्यम से आप ये इसको करना चाहते हैं, so please approach us on 7567545555 एंड इसके नंबर से माध्यम से आप भी अपने भगवत गीता का कंट्रीब्यूशन हम सबको करा सकते हैं, जिससे कि हम आप सबके वितरण में, आप सबके भी आप इसको वितरण करेंगे इन स्थानों पर. सो होपिंग दैट आप सब हमारे साथ में जुड़ेंगे या स्वयं से भी अपने स्थान पर करेंगे, ऐसी हम आशा करते हैं. और आई गेस वी हैव प्रभु जी विद अस एंड रिक्वेस्ट हिम टू काइंडली unmute himself and lead this wonderful katha.
यशोदया गाढ ऊख यशोदया गाढ मूलोख लेना गोकण्ठपाशेन निबध्यमानः रुरोदमन्दं नवनीत भोजी रुरोदमन्द नवनीत भोजी गोविन्द दामोदर माधवेति गोविन्द दामोदर माधवेति। मैं तो दिनकर जी की पूरी चौपड़ी गा दिया, बाद में
sung the whole poem of Dinkarji, but I realized that you're not there. Anyways, the pastime of Mahabharata that we were discussing was that Duryodhan was trying hard to tie the Lord Shri Krishna, but he was unable to do so. Yashoda also tried to do the same thing, but she was successful. Now you think whether Duryodhan is powerful or Yashoda Maya is more powerful. Although the women is considered to be weak, and Duryodhan had this whole army, but still he was unable to tie the Lord. But Mother Yashoda was able to do so. She was able to tie the Lord. Why? Bilva Mangal Thakur, that Krishna, Bilva Mangal Thakur reveals 5 reasons why Yashoda Maya was able to tie the Lord. She had these 5 qualities or attributes because of which she was able to tie Lord Shri Krishna, while Duryodhana failed. That is the confidential, secretive knowledge. And what are those 5 things? So let's try to understand. Even if we want to tie the Lord, so Yashoda had these 5 things which Duryodhana lacked. So in this verse, Bilvamangal Thakur said, first point is Yashoda herself. Yashoda was able to tie Krishna because she herself is Yashoda. So you might say, what is this? Yashoda is Yashoda. And so she was able to tie him. So Yashoda is Yashoda. So do they have the qualities of their names? So otherwise all the cows will be in his Gaushala had he been the Lakshmi Narayan. But Yashoda is Yashoda. And what does it mean? Duryodhana failed to tie despite of having a huge army, but still Yashoda was able to do so. First reason he gives is Yashodaya. So if we split this word further, then Yash plus Daya. So Yash means fame and Daya means mercy. So now you might able to understand it. So a person who has fame and mercy. And straight away Bilva Mangal has said Yashodaya. what are the qualities of
इनको जैसे
Yashoda
भक्ति
Maiya?
कहते हैं, इसके अंदर ऐसा क्या है?
What are her attributes that make her special or makes her Yashoda? So she gives fame to others and is very merciful to others.
स्वयं यश की कामना, स्वयं
So she
यश
doesn't
प्राप्त
desires
करके
any
दूसरों को
fame for
दूसरों को
herself,
यश दे,
but she gives it to others
तो उसको
freely.
कहते हैं यशोदा।
So
यश
such person is
दा
called
माने देना,
Yashoda.
जो दूसरों को
Da
यश
means to
देता
give
है उसे
or the
यशोदा
giver,
कहते हैं।
and Yash means
दूसरों को
fame.
यश देता
So the
नहीं है,
person who gives
दूसरों
fame
का
to
यश
others.
भी हम ले लेते
So
हैं।
we don't give fame
सारा
to others, but
श्रेय
we
दूसरों का होता है,
get the
लेकिन ये
fame
कुछ
of
नहीं किसी
others
ने
as well.
करता है ना,
If
ये किसने किया, हमने
someone
किया।
asks who has done it, we say that we have done it,
सो दुर्योधन में ऐसा
even
था,
if we haven't.
दुर्योधन यश देता नहीं था, यश
So
लेता था,
Duryodhan used
इसलिए
to take
दुर्योधन
fame.
कृष्ण को बांध नहीं
That is
पाया।
why he couldn't tie the
यशोदा
Lord.
कृष्ण को बांध देती है,
But Yashoda was able to do
वो दूसरों को
because she
यश
was the
देती है।
giver of fame. She gives fame to
कंक्लूजन
others.
देखिए,
So the
दूसरों
conclusion
को
is
यश वही दे सकता है
a person
जो भजन
can give
करता है,
fame to others
जो भक्ति करता
who
है।
is performing unalloyed devotional
बिना
service towards
भक्ति
the
के
Lord.
पावना इम्पॉसिबल,
Without
संभव ही
devotional
नहीं।
service, this attribute is impossible to
यश
achieve.
देने वाली, और बिल्वा मंगल ठाकुर के अनुसार देखेंगे
And according to
यशोदया,
Bilva Mangal Thakur,
इसमें यश का मतलब दया
Yashodaya,
है, जो
that means
दूसरों को दया करती है।
she
एक्चुअल
gives
वास्तविक दया
or
वो
showers
केवल वही
mercy
कर
on others.
सकता है
And
जो
the
भक्ति करता है,
utmost merciful person is the one who is performing pure loving
जो
devotional
स्वयं
service
भक्ति
towards
नहीं
the
करता
Lord,
वो
that is
दूसरों पर
bhakti.
क्या दया
A
करेगा। मान लो
person
कोई
who doesn't perform
मेरी दया
bhakti or
करना
devotional
भी
service
चाहे
towards the Lord, what
तो वो कर नहीं
mercy he
सकता,
can shower, and even if he wants to or desires to
स्वयं
do so,
भजन
he
नहीं
won't be
करने
able
वाला
to do
आदमी
it.
यदि
A
चाहे कि मैं
person
दूसरों पर दया करूं, ये
who
इम्पॉसिबल है, ये तो वैसे ही हुआ
is not doing
जैसे
performing or
कोई
performing devotional service, he
समुद्र में
cannot
डूब
help
जाए,
others. So
वो
it is
खुद
like
तो
a
तैरना नहीं आता
person who
और
is
दूसरा कोई बचाने
drowning in
वाला
the
तो
sea,
उसको
and
बचाने
if
की इच्छा
someone
करता है,
else is also drowning and
अगर
he
तू खुद डूबने
desires
वाला
to
है
save them, so you
तो
yourself are drowning,
जो
and how
भक्ति
you're
नहीं
going to
करता
save others?
वो
So a
दूसरों पर
person who
दया कर
doesn't
नहीं सकता।
perform
दया वही
unalloyed
कर
devotional
सकता है
service, he
जो
cannot be
भजन
merciful
करता
to
है।
others. Only a devotee of the Lord
तो
can
यश
be
यशोदा,
merciful.
यशोदा दूसरों को यश
So
देती है
Yashoda gives
और
fame
दूसरों
to
को दया
others
करती
and
है, ये
she
दोनों
showers
इसलिए
mercy on others.
क्योंकि वो भक्त है,
And
वो
why
भक्ति
is
करती
so?
है।
Because she is
और
an
यशोदा
exalted
अपने आप
devotee of the
भक्ति
Lord.
स्वरूपा है,
Because she performs
यशोदा
another
भक्ति
devotional
स्वरूपा है।
service
तो यहाँ
towards
पर
the
जो
Lord.
पहला पॉइंट
She
बिल्वा
is
मंगल ठाकुर कहते
devotional
हैं,
service
दुर्योधन
personified.
कृष्ण को नहीं
She's the
बांध पाया,
epitome of devotional
यशोदा
service.
ने कृष्ण को बांध दिया। इसका पहला कारण है
And that is the first and
यशोदा
foremost
भक्ति
reason
स्वरूपा है,
why she was
भक्ति से
able to
भगवान को
tie the
बांध
Lord.
लेता है।
And she tied the Lord, or the Lord is tied
इसलिए
by
सत्यव्रत मुनि ने
unalloyed
कहा
devotional
भक्ति बद्धम
service.
स्थित ग्रेव दामो दरम
That
भक्ति
is why
सत्यम।
it is said
दामोदर
Bhakti
भगवान भक्ति
Badham
के
in
बंधन में
Damodar Ashtakam,
बंधे हैं।
that the Lord
ओके,
gets
ये
tied
पहला
on the
पॉइंट।
potency or the strength of
फिर
devotional
दूसरा पॉइंट,
service.
माँ यशोदा ने कृष्ण को
The
बांधा
second
कैसे बांधा,
attribute
आप श्लोक में
or
देखिए,
quality is he
यशोदाया
he was
ऊख
tied by
लेन, ऊख के
Yashodaya,
साथ बांधा
and
था
how
गाढ़।
he was tied.
ये शब्द तो बिल्वा मंगल ही
So
दे सकते हैं, मैंने आज तक किसी से नहीं सुना।
so
गाढ़ ऊख
she
लेन,
tied
ऊख
him
से
with
मैंने
a
बांधा,
wooden mortar,
आप
that is
फोटो में भी देख
ukhal,
सकते हो,
and
ढीले ढीले
she
नहीं बांधा,
tied him strongly.
कस के
Guard
ताकि
means
कृष्ण के शरीर पे ऐसे
strongly.
भाका पड़ गया होगा, ऐसे लाल लाल
And
रेखा आ गई होगी,
Krishna
यशोदा
might
है।
have got the mark of the rope on his
इसलिए
belly.
बिल्वा मंगल ठाकुर यहाँ पर
That
शब्द
is
ऐसे
why
क्या शब्द देते हैं,
Bilva Mangal Thakur
यशोदया गाढ़,
uses this word
गाढ़
guard.
उलूख लेना माने गाढ़ रूप से, मतलब कस
So
कर, कड़क
she tied
उसने
him
बांधा है।
on the wooden mortar
ओके, अब
very
कृष्ण को
strongly
बांधा, पहला कारण
or
तो समझ आ
tightly.
गया, यश देने वाली, दया करने वाली। लेकिन वो यश और दया क्यों होता है, जब
And
भक्ति
why
करते हैं तो
she
भक्ति
has
से भगवान को बांधा
yash
जाता है।
and daya? Because she performs devotional service, and by
लेकिन
that
फिर भी माँ यशोदा
she
अपने
can
से
tie the
कहती
Lord.
है कृष्ण को,
But
केवल भक्ति से भगवान को नहीं बांधा जाएगा,
you cannot tie the Lord alone on the
भक्ति में
strength of
सपोर्ट की जरूरत पड़ेगी।
devotional
किसके
service.
सपोर्ट की,
It needs some
देखो
support.
बहुत बड़ा
What
कमाल, आप श्लोक
support?
में देख सकते हैं,
You can see in
यशोदया
this verse.
गाढ़ ऊख लेना, फिर कहते हैं गो कंठ
Then he
पाशेन।
writes, Go
माँ
Kant
यशोदा ने कृष्ण को
Pashena.
बांधा किस
So she tied the Lord with which rope? The rope that is used to tie the neck of the cow. So it was open when all the ropes were finished. So where can they get more rope? So they took the rope from the neck of the cow, and that was bought. And then Krishna realized that now I didn't tied, got tied, but I love the cow, and this rope has been bought from her. And if I don't tie myself, then her name will or her reputation will be spoiled. So by seeing the rope of the cow, Krishna was tied, nibadhyamana, that is, he got tied up, or he was tied successfully. So people ask that, what is the glory of serving the cows? Eh, This is the glory of the cows, which is mentioned here in this verse. Although Yashoda Maya is epitome of devotional service, yet she was unable to bind him, but she was able to do so by the support of serving the cows. So we should also do devotional service, but if we are unable to do so or tie the Lord, yet then we should surely serve the cows and serve them so that we are able to tie the Lord. So till Yashoda didn't took the support of her service towards the cows, Krishna was not tied, he was untied. So from this we all understand that we all should serve the cows so that or therefore so that we can also tie the Lord. So Duryodhana did the service towards the cow, so he was unable to tie the Lord, but Yashoda was able to do so. So far we have discussed two reasons. The third reason is Mother Yashoda tied while Duryodhana failed, and the third reason was, so this rope from the cow's neck, which belonged to Mother Cow, but that rope was sent by Srimati Radharani. When all the ropes of Gokul finished, so Yashoda sent some gopis to Barsana and get the rope from there. So Radharani asked what happened. She said that we are trying to tie the Lord, but we are unable to do so. Then Radharani took the rope from the neck of the cow, and she said that if you try to tie him with this rope, then you will be able to tie him. So the third support reason was, by the mercy of Srimati Radharani, she could tie the Lord, and it is mentioned by Satyavrat Muni as well.
विश्वस्य दाम्ने नमस्ते स्तुताम्ने पुरदीप्तिदाम्ने त्वदीयोदरायात् विश्वस्य दाम्ने नमो राधिकाये त्वदीया प्रियाये नमो राधिकाये त्वदीया प्रियाये नमो नन्तलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यं नमो नन्तलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यं हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे इस प्रकार
So in this manner,
माँ यशोदा ने कृष्ण को बांधा. पहला
Ma
कारण है
Yashoda
भक्ति.
was able to tie the Lord. First reason was devotional service. Second was the service towards the cow. And the third was mercy of Srimati Radharani.
और इसीलिए सत्यव्रत मुनि ने कहा,
And therefore,
नमो
Satyavrat Muni has
राधिकाय,
written, Namo
मैं
Radhikaye.
राधा रानी को प्रणाम
I
करता
bow
हूँ.
down at the lotus feet of Srimati
जिनके
Radharani
द्वारा भेजी हुई रस्सी से
by the rope that was sent by her.
इसका अर्थ
Krishna
क्या
was
होता है?
tied. And what does
कृष्ण
it
को
imply?
बांधने के लिए,
That to tie the Lord
करने के लिए
or to attain the Lord, we want devotional service. Along with it, we want to serve, we should serve the cows. And along with it, we want the mercy of Srimati Radharani as well.
कितने तीन कारण हुए.
So far we have discussed the three reasons. So the other two reasons are mentioned.
भगवान श्री कृष्ण बंध गए. इसका कारण क्या है?
And what is the reason behind it?
सुखदेव गोस्वामी इस
Shukdev Goswami
कारण बताते हैं.
gives the two reasons here.
स्वमातु स्विन्न गात्राया विस्त्रस्त्र कबरस्त्रज दृष्ट्वा परिश्रमम. चौथा कारण है माँ
So the
यशोदा.
fourth reason is
बंध गए.
Krishna was tied by Yashoda Rani because he drishtva parishramam. That means he saw, what did he saw? He saw the hard labor that she was performing. Krishna saw
परिश्रम देखा.
her hard work and labor that she was putting.
अपने भक्तों का
So
परिश्रम देखते हैं.
the Lord see the hard work
माला
of the devotee, that how much devotees are doing the chanting and the Mangalarati,
करते हैं.
how much they distribute the books.
कितना नंबर करते हैं वो तो 30 बता रहे थे. उनकी तो बड़ी कृपा है. नंबर कितना ये महत्वपूर्ण नहीं, प्रयास
So
कितना
the
ये
number
महत्वपूर्ण
is not
है.
important, but the
परिश्रमम.
trying is far more important.
भगवान
So when he
माँ
saw
यशोदा का
her
परिश्रम देखा.
hard work, her intent,
पसीने से लथपथ थी, बाल बिखर
she
गए
was
थे, शरीर
drenched
का
with
कोई
her
ख्याल नहीं,
sweat.
वस्त्र का कोई
She
ध्यान
had
नहीं.
no consciousness of her clothes, hair, etc.
तो ये चौथा कारण.
Everything was
फिर से
disheveled.
मैं कह दूं, पहला
And
कारण है भक्ति.
so Krishna
दूसरा
became
कारण
pleased.
गौ सेवा. तीसरा कारण राधा
So the
रानी की
first
सेवा.
reason is devotional service.
चौथा
Second
कारण
is
परिश्रम.
service towards the cows. Third is mercy of Radharani. And the fourth is
और
the
पांचवा
hard
कारण
work
है
performed by
भगवान की
the
इच्छा.
practitioners of devotional service.
आसित
And
स्वबंधन.
the fifth reason is
भगवान की इच्छा,
the
भगवान की अपनी
Lord's
इच्छा से
in desire.
यशोदा के बंधन
So
में
when the
बंधे.
the Lord desires himself
इस
to be
प्रकार
tied, then only
श्री
he could be
बिल्वा
tied.
मंगल ठाकुर यहाँ पर
So
निवेदन करते
Bilva
हैं.
Mangal Thakur
यशोदा
here
या
recites,
गाढ़ उलूखलेन गोकंठ पाशेन निबध्यमानः. उलूखल से माँ यशोदा ने
so
कृष्ण
Yashoda Maya was able to tie
ही कृष्ण को बांध दिया.
Krishna with wood and mortar, but as soon as she tied,
क्रिया कौन सी थी?
what was
दूसरी लाइन में क्या कहते हैं?
his
रुरोदम.
pastime? Rurodam.
भगवान श्री कृष्ण जब उखल से बंधे,
When
जीवन
he
में
was
कभी
tied
बांधे
with a
नहीं
wooden
थे.
mortar, because he was never
तो वो
tied
रोने लगे.
before, so he started crying when he was tied.
कितना मुंजारा होता होगा. हाँ? मैं तो सोचता हूँ तो मुझे
So
सोचने में मुंजारा होता है.
sometimes I feel so confused
कि
while
कोई
contemplating on this.
यार कैसे
If
सहन
someone
करता है.
dies, how would we tolerate it?
ब्रह्मांड नायक
And the
स्वतंत्र भगवान को कोई बांध
Supreme
दे.
Personality of the Lord, who is independent,
जब रो रहे थे,
he is
सभी के
tied and
चेहरे
he is crying. And
मंदम,
how did he look?
रुरोदम,
Mandam.
मंदम, मंद मंद रो रहे थे.
So he
धीरे
was
से
crying
खिसक कर रो रहे थे.
slowly,
सत्यव्रत मुनि ने इसे
taking
बहुत
little
सुंदर
little
शब्दों में
gaps
लिखा
or
है.
breaks. Satyavrat Muni has written it beautifully,
सत्यव्रत मुनि कहते हैं,
and he says,
मोहुर नेत्र युगममृजन्तम् कराम्भोज युगमेन सातंक नेत्रम् रुदन्त मोहुर नेत्र युगममृजन्तम् कराम्भोजयुग्मेन सातङ्क नेत्रम् मुहुश्वासकं पात्रीरेखाककण्ठ मुहुश्वासकं पात्रीरेखाककण्ठ स्थितग्रेवदामोदरं भक्तिभरम् स्थितग्रेवदामोदरं भक्तिभरम्। इस प्रकार
So in this manner,
सत्यव्रत मुनि कहते हैं,
Satyavrat Muni says,
कृष्ण कैसे रो रहे थे?
how was Krishna crying?
तो मुहुर नेत्रम, अपने नेत्र को बार-बार
He was rubbing his eyes. He was rubbing his eyes. You can see in the verse, Brijanta means to rub, and Muhur means face, and Netra means eyes. So he was constantly rubbing his eyes and crying.
नेत्र युग्मम माने अपने दोनों नेत्रों को, युग्म माने दो, दोनों नेत्रों को मृजंतम मसल रहे थे।
So he was rubbing his eyes and crying slowly, and because of that, the coal that he had in his eyes had spread all over his face. And with fearful eyes, he was seeing Yashoda Maya. She had this stick, so he was fearful and seeing her with fear. And he was crying so much that his breath he was becoming breathless at times. And because of that, there are three markings or lines on Krishna's throat or neck, as the lines on a conch shell. Similarly, Krishna also has three lines on his neck, which decorate his neck. And in this manner, Sri Krishna the Bhagwan Damodar was tired, and he was crying in this manner. Then a devotee has a question. First, that the Lord cries, and although he is the Lord, why is he crying? Why will he cry? And when we cry, we are distressed, and that is why we cry. We are in pain, that is why we are crying. Is the similar pain similar to us? So the philosophical point behind it is mentioned by Satyavrat Muni in this verse, that his crying also is beautiful, madhur. And why does he cry? Iti drik. By this pastime of crying, Krishna, while crying, is filled with ecstasy. When we cry, we are in the well of pain and distress or sadness, but Krishna is in the ecstasy. Although he's crying outwardly, but inwardly he is very happy and satisfied. And to cry only he has manifested on this earth. And by the such pastimes, Krishna himself gets engrossed in this bliss of ecstasy. And Swaghosham, Ghosha means the pastime or discussion. So when devotees listen to such pastimes of the Lord, then even the devotees of the Lord get filled with ecstasy. So the Lord himself is in bliss, and he shares that bliss with the devotees. And by this pastimes, he wins over the heart of the devotee. Bhakti Jitatvam. That means by such beautiful, beautiful pastimes, he win over the heart of his devotees. And to such Lord, I bow down 100 times on his lotus feet. So in this manner, Bilvamangal Thakur is discussing Damodar Stotram or pastime of the Lord. So Navneet Bhoji, why was he tied? So he answers in one word, Navneet Bhoji. That means he steals the butter. He wants to eat the butter. That is why he is tied. And which Krishna is tied?
माधवेति रुरोदमन्दं नवनीतभोजी रुरोदमन्दं नवनीतभोजी गोविन्द दामोदर माधवेति। इस प्रकार से भगवान श्री कृष्ण के इस
So in this manner, the divine transcendental pastimes of the Lord are shared. So we will conclude the session today as the time is already up. So from tomorrow we will start from the 13th verse. The 13th verse, Krishna is so much engrossed in his pastimes. When he was so small, he used to wear anklets and bangles, and in that he used to have bells on it. And when he used to walk, there used to be sound, and he was unable to understand from where the sound is coming. And he used to think that somebody is following me. And he is anxious. He got so distressed that somebody is following me. The Lord, who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he is so much engrossed in his own external energy, Maya, that he's unable to understand. And Yashoda Maya runs towards the Lord and gives him butter. So from tomorrow we will listen to the next pastime. You all have been listening with so much patience. So we're really thankful to all of you. I especially want to thank all of you, especially Vijay Lakshmi Mataji's memory, the organizers of this beautiful katha, Nikunj Gopika Mataji, Vineet Chaprala ji, and Shalini Chaprala ji. Because of your enterprise, we all have got this opportunity to listen to this pastime. So let's conclude the session with Jai Jaikar, today's session.
भागवतम महापुराण की श्री कृष्ण चंद्र भगवान